I really wanted to like this movie. I tried so hard. What's going on, people? Alex Thorn here, and I'm just a rock and roller who in his downtime likes to watch movies while wearing a bandana. And in between The Omen and the next series that I'm watching currently, when it comes to movies, I've never been truly moved by vampires visually. Just nothing has really grabbed my attention. And so I wanted to try, like I said, something different. And Blood Red Sky, a Netflix original, was going to be that movie. Unfortunately, you will find out throughout this review why I'm still not a fan of vampire movies, and this just didn't do the job. Essentially, the plot is a woman with a mysterious illness is forced into action when a group of terrorists attempt to hijack an overnight flight. Here's the thing. You don't feel danger up front in this movie from these hijackers, even though there's a group of them and one of them is just like way over the top. One of the hijackers, the leader of the hijackers, is the only actor in this entire movie that I know, and that's Dominic Purcell from Prison Break fame. He, who is not full of emotion in anything he does, seemed even more emotionless in this. Dominic Purcell almost comes across as bored in this movie. And he has a charisma that comes across as menacing. Just not in this movie. You just don't feel the threat. One is really over the top, and then you got Dominic Purcell, who is very bored, and then you got these host of people that you don't care about. And then the woman who you're supposed to care about, who takes the lead in this, which, by the way, she does fine. She just doesn't do enough to make you care about her. And she's the one that you have to really care about because she's with her child. At least I didn't. I didn't get invested to this movie until about 35 minutes in. I had to pause it and say, how long have I been watching this? That's how much this movie dragged. It's like there's this one moment that comes up and then it starts to drag. And she starts to have those moments where she's turning into a vampire zombie. That's another thing. So now we have the crime element. We've got a little bit of action coming in here. And now that she's turning into this vampire zombie, and remember, we're on a plane, so there's a bunch of passengers. When shit starts to go down, you no longer see these passengers. At one point, the hijackers tell people on the plane to duck their heads. And this is the manner that the movie uses so that you don't see them. Even when this vampire zombie woman is turning all these other people into vampire zombies and hella stuff is going on, you would think you would hear these people screaming. You would see them looking up. But there are large moments of action in this movie happening right on top of them, right beside them, and you don't see them.
You see people? Show me people. There are no people.
As the movie progresses, the chick who, has this illness, which I love that they don't tell you what it is because I don't want a big explanation. And even when they did dive back into, how she got this and the kind of the steps they took to tell her to keep it at bay, it just wasn't interesting enough for me to pay attention to it. I kid you not. And it's really, that's sad because I watch movies with intent now to pay attention. And if details escape me, it really is because the movie is just in delivering its message. So anyways, as time goes on, she is becoming more and more of this vampire zombie and less of a human, which threatens her very, livelihood and being a mother right in front of her son. Everything I read online about this movie was all about the ending and the style of the movie. And I actually was pretty disappointed in the end. The mother has lost her humanity. She's going towards the child. As he calls her, once he sees her pop out of that plane, and she's, devouring one of the agents, he's like, "Mama, mama." And she sees him, and he's just another body for her to devour. And as she comes towards him, he actually has to kill his own mother by blowing up the plane. I think people saw that, like, this kid had to kill his mother. That's what was so shocking. And in saying it, even saying it right now, it seems shocking. But to me, I thought it would have been more shocking if he ended up dying as well as his mother. That would have been like, oh my God, no hope. But he stays alive in the end. Sorry for the spoiler alert. But I was just kind of like, she was already dead. Yeah, it's his mother, but she was already gone. So with all that being said, Netflix original Blood Red Sky is going to get a 2 bandana rating from me. It's not an absolutely horrible movie. It's not an abomination of a movie. It's a decent movie with a good premise that's executed poorly. I don't see myself ever watching this again. If you're a fan of vampires, I'm sure you'll get something out of it, just seeing her turn more into a vampire zombie and seeing others turn into that and seeing them get bits and all that. You might get something out of it. But for me, it's just a great premise on paper that was executed very poorly that I hope gets remade in the future by a competent director with better actors. Let me know. Have you already watched Blood Red Skies? What do you think? Are you a vampire movie fan? Is there something that I missed about this story that you liked and watched? And if you haven't, did my review make you want to watch it or detour you from watching it? Let's talk about it down below. But before we get there, I'm going to ask you guys, if you want more content from me, if you want to go live, if you want to be a part of watch-alongs, if you want custom emojis and custom badges made specifically by me, if you're considering joining the channel, it is a great way of helping the creator directly and supporting the creator, which is moi. And if you don't want to join, but you still want to support, you can even buy me a coffee. That's right. That's another way. Super chats down below, super thanks down below, or go directly to buy me a coffee. I'm going to leave a QR code right here for you if you're watching on a television. Guys, I'm Alex Thorn. Thank you so much for watching this. Blood Red Skies. Let's talk about it down below. You know what I got to do. I got to rock out so I can watch some movies and review them for you.